right, so peace, family. Welcome to another Me, Myself, and Carolina TV production of Me, Myself, and Carolina. I'm your host, Brother Durham. I actually had an opportunity today to to listen to someone. I actually had an opportunity today. I'm sorry. I had an opportunity today to listen to someone talk about the problems in Durham, what's going on with the youth. Um, and then listening to this gentleman, he basically described every male or every person who is associated with a gang as being an animal, pretty much. He was basically talking to a group of people, trying to teach them how to engage our youth, basically describe the problems that are going on in the community, um, how to deal with these individuals, how to teach them, how to educate them, how to get them to engage in programs. And based on what he was saying, again, it, it made it appear that we are savage, man. And my whole thing in sitting there was, how did we get here? So I said, I got a vent. I'm gonna do a live stream tonight, me, myself, in Carolina. So, what a lot of people don't understand is after slavery, um, first of all, if you don't know where you came from, then you can't possibly know where you're going. I talk about this all the time. I took it back Sankofa with the research, um, but I'm not gonna go because our history spans way beyond slavery. But I'm gonna start at slavery for Durham, North Carolina. After slavery, um, 85% of blacks were below the poverty line. This is a fact. Coming out of slavery, we didn't have income. We didn't have 40 acres and a mule. So blacks took their money and put it together. The little money they had, they put it together. They built powerful businesses, a la Black Wall Street was born. This was going on all over the Jim Crow South. A lot of people heard about Tulsa, Oklahoma. Well, Durham was pretty prevalent and held their own as far as being a powerhouse economically. Blacks put their money together. We had everything from the pool hall to the shoe shine business to the funeral home to the corner store. It wasn't the corner store then, the bodegas, um, insurance companies, North Carolina Mutual Insurance, Mechanics and Farmers Bank. Had over 200 businesses. In Black Wall Street, all the black stars came. Tina Turner, James Brown, everybody performed here in Durham. Um, it started in 1952 with the Highway Act, and there was a thing called urban renewal, where they quote unquote were going to build the suburbs. They say, well, ironically, these highways and byways cut right through um, these black areas that were thriving. Highway 147 was born right here in Durham. I was growing up in the late 70s in Fairview Street projects, and I can remember the highway construction. I remember remnants of Black Wall Street. 10 City was hanging on. Jerome still had a store. Jit still had a barber shop. Mike Two's granddaddy, salute Mike Two. Still had the Carolina Times newspaper, and a few other businesses were holding on as I was a kid in the late 70s. But I watched the process take place in economically destroying these businesses. The unique thing about these businesses was the money stayed in the community. It exchanged hands. If I had a dry cleaner, but I needed you to fix my car, I pay you to fix my car. But you take the money I paid you to fix my car and you shop at the market. Okay, you take the money that the market makes, because it was a black market, and you want to get your clothes tailored, you go to the tailor. So see, the money circulated in the community, and we did not have to go outside of our communities or outside of ourselves to support ourselves. Well, then social engineering happened. After Black Wall Street was destroyed. We still had COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO was created by Richard Nixon. It was an FBI organization. These are facts. Look it up, people. COINTELPRO. Y'all need to stop sitting on your ass, cheering for the Duke Carolina game, calling each other names. Y'all get so excited about that. Get excited about these facts. Look it up. COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO basically was created by Richard Nixon, and designed to infiltrate and destroy all black organizations, from the Black Panther Party to the Civil Rights Movement. Martin Luther King was assassinated. You know, he wasn't shot on no balcony. Okay, he was assassinated. So COINTELPRO's FBI, and it was designed to infiltrate and destroy all Black Power movements, Black Panther Party, anything that would uplift Black people. COINTELPRO, so look it up. Well, then we went from, weathering that storm of all the Black movements getting destroyed to Ronald Reagan coming into office. Okay, Reaganomics, and his quote unquote war on drugs. Ronald Reagan came in, and crack cocaine was ushered in. Crack cocaine hit all the impoverished communities. We know where there's poverty, there's also violence. Crack cocaine was not in Beverly Hills. Crack cocaine was not, in the whole valley. It was in all the low income communities. It was a poor man's drug, a quick high, you get a blast, and it pretty much turned everybody to zombies. You know what I'm saying? I can remember, drinking 40 ounces and smoking chronic in the early 90s and selling crack cocaine. But it was an open air market over in Liberty Street, and everybody was a zombie, man, just walking around zombied out. It was a nightmare scene, just like the shit you seen on the Carter or New Jack City. It was for real. So, you had mothers prostituting, smoking crack. It was crazy. And then in the 90s, of course, we came with Bill Clinton. So now everybody either selling crack or smoking crack. And here comes Bill Clinton with mass incarceration. This too was a design. It was designed to take the Black man out of the home, thus breaking up the family paradigm that we have come to know. Strong Black families, dad out working, making the money, mom home taking care of the family, being a homemaker, or even the mom working. It wasn't relegated to just the father working, but together we had a strong Black family. So that family paradigm was being destroyed. What happens when the man goes to prison? Of course, now the Queen Mother has to look for the government for assistance. Food stamps, welfare checks. That became her man. That became the provider. Was the government. So after Bill Clinton, the mass incarceration and the unfair sentencing locked all our asses up, locked everybody up. You got people who got double the sentence because they had crack. Somebody get caught with powder cocaine, white boy, get half the time. So these are unfair sentencing went on. Cats locked up for 80 years, 50 years, double life. Just crazy sentencing, man. Structured sentencing came a little later in that same administration. And we got hit hard, man. We got hit real hard. And like I said, we were left the mothers out here to raise the kids on their own. So now what we're seeing is the effects of the crack era, the effects of the heroin epidemic. And, mothers left to raise kids on their own. Therefore, with no father in the home, also today, I had some guys speaking or heard some guys speaking, and that was the constant theme. That was the thing is there was no father in the home. How did we get here? Well, systematically, we got here. The father was removed systematically. I know you've heard people say it before. We don't own no boats to bring no heroin over here, no poppy fields. We don't own no planes to drop no coca in the country. So how is it getting here? How is it reaching the community? How does every young man on every street corner have a gun? Everybody strapped in the bull, straight up. Everybody has a gun. Where is this coming from? How are they getting this military type uh, uh, hardware? I mean, think about it. And so systematically, it was put here for you to destroy yourself. You guys are still eating meat, still vibrating on a very low frequency. You've been rocked to sleep with Barack Obama. It was good enough that he was black. Oh, the first black president. He was not the first black president. The first black president was John Henson. Y'all need to read, man. Y'all need to read. So I just needed to vent a little bit because I understand that these youth out here that are shooting, these youth that are gang banging, we they still our babies. My man Babyface said that today. Shout out to Face. He said that today. You know what I'm saying? These still our babies. Believe it or not, they still our future. They still our babies. We still have to love on them. We still have to teach them, but we have to do it as a village, as a community. Because you see the young man with his pants hanging down, tell him to pull them up. See what I'm saying? A lot of them need guidance. A lot of them don't have male figures in their life because their fathers are still incarcerated. Because we make the choice to either sell drugs or do drugs, and we're not in our kids' life. So I just encourage you today to think for a change. We are in uh, approaching the Aquarian age, um, the information age. We're so privy to information these days that at one time we had to find it only in books. Now you can find this stuff on the internet. Again, look up COINTELPRO. Read about COINTELPRO. Read about Richard Nixon with the quote unquote war on drugs and heroin. The guys coming back from Vietnam, strung out on dope and bringing it to the black community. You know, it's just a lot of information that I feel like we've been rocked to sleep. Again, Barack Obama rocked us to sleep. It was good enough. We didn't hold him accountable for nothing. He didn't do nothing for black people. Nothing. He did nothing for black people, nothing for the cause. Yeah, he let a few people out of prison. Okay, all presidents do that. All of them gonna do a few little things, but he signed off on gay rights. He signed off on stuff for the Hispanics. But these people are the people who funded him. These are the people who put him in office. He had to do what he said he was going to do for these people, and he did. But what did we do? We ain't hold him to nothing. It was good enough that he went over there to UNC and shot the ball with the Tar Heels. And he was the first black president and parked his Cadillac on the lawn and barbecued in the back. And come on, man. We didn't hold him accountable for anything. And so now we got this wig wearing ass Trump. And we can't possibly expect him to do anything for us. But we got to get back to our roots. We got to get back to how systematically we were set up to fail. I heard Brother Polite say one time, you ever seen a shootout at the Whole Foods? Nah. You never seen a drive-by at the Whole Foods? Certain things don't happen in certain communities. But if you go to those same communities where you don't see a drive-by, you also don't see a corner store. You also don't see a 40 ounces. You don't see a chicken spot, a wing spot on every corner. You're not going to see it because in the good neighborhood, they eating from Whole Foods. They've taken our sacred sciences of herbs and eating vegetables and vegan diets, and they're living. But the one thing that the European cannot stand is the sun. They get sun cancer. They die from the sun, and their birth rate is at a negative right now. We are children of the sun, rich in melanin. But what we got to get back to is how did we get here? We got to get back to how systematically we were set up to fail. We were set up to be right where we are, right down to the projects. It was a project, putting all people under that poverty line in the same area. Where there's poverty, there's violence. Put us there with all our depression, with all our undiagnosed mental issues, with all our can't feed our family, excuse me, can't feed our family, violence. Where there's poverty, there's violence. But if you go over here and turn up, and then you eating all this badass food, you eating pork, y'all still eating the beef, even though you didn't see the reports about the stuff. Y'all still eating flesh. We were not designed to be flesh eaters. So we gotta rise up, black people, and understand how we got here. Our children now are the direct result of the long-term effects of drug use. A lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them, they're also the product of influence. See, we don't just ingest through our mouth. We also ingest through all our orifices, which means our eyes and our ears. You understand what I'm saying? So the things that we see affects us. The things that we eat, it affects us. The things that we hear, it affects us. Look at the music vibrating on such a low frequency, degrading, degrading women. We stopped putting our woman on a pedestal. You know, y'all see my hashtag sometime, the black woman is God. Um, my black woman go in her bag and she puts me back together. You understand? When I'm broken, she puts me back together. A saw and a set. Um, do the research, family. That's all I'm saying. And we got to get back to vibrating on a higher frequency. We got to watch what we eat. We got to watch the toxic things that we listen to. You know, you keep listening to the music. Oh, I'm a goon. I'm a goblin. Yeah, how many goons and goblins you going to be? Every holy book tells you that the power of the tongue, you make things manifest. You understand what I'm saying? Through your subconscious, you make things manifest. You speak things into existence. You are chanting these songs and attracting a certain thing to you. You're attracting a lot of this evil and a lot of this violent acts. You're attracting a lot of it to yourself, and you're not even aware of it. Just think about it. It's a so quote unquote war on drugs, but the only records that are played on the radio, the only ones that get spins, are the ones that what promote drug dealing and drug using. How the hell can it be a war on drugs if every rapper out here and sold bricks and sold keys, they on yachts, them do this for Miss Gladys, but it's a war on drugs. Think about it, family. Think, think, think. That's what they want you to hear. Nothing positive. They don't want you to hear. They don't want you to hear a Poor Righteous Teacher record or an X Clan record. And we had that little era of positivity, of black power, of that music. Oh no, they got rid of that. They got rid of the X Clans. The Poor Righteous Teachers. Anything that was gonna uplift a people, they got rid of it. But see, they're gonna keep you stagnant, popping bottles. You know what I'm saying? Watching sports. All of that is a distraction to keep you from finding out who you truly are, your true ancestry. So I'll be going in a little bit more on where we come from, on our ancestry, as well as raising our queens back and putting our women back on the pedestal. So look out for those videos coming soon. But again, I just want to say to Durham, because everybody's like, what do we do about the violence? What do we do about the youth? What do we do about understand how it got the way it got? Understand how we got here. Systematically, we were set up to fail. We got to start teaching. We got to start being there in the kids' life. We have to be those mentors. We have to be the ones to redirect them. Every young man that commits a crime don't need a criminal record. We understand that that's just a layaway plan. He want to go home, so he gonna sign that paper and take probation, knowing he going right back into his community where there's poverty, where there's violence. It's just a matter of time, and they know that he's gonna commit another crime. At least the risks are very high. And once he got that stuff on his record, hard to get a job. This stuff follows you. I had a felony 17 years ago, and my homeowner's insurance was nearly double just last year. Even though the felony was 16 years old, my homeowner's insurance was nearly double because of a prior felony. I need you to wake up. I need you to think. I'm gonna need y'all to wake up. Wake up. I'm gonna need y'all to wake up. All right. So peace, family. I love y'all. I had to drop a few jewels. I hope you learned something from this video. Remember to subscribe to the channel and look out for putting our Black woman back on a pedestal, as well as the Black family paradigm. And I'm also trying to get my man L Genesis Bay on doing some health and wellness stuff real soon. So look out for those videos coming up. Me, myself, and Carolina TV. Peace.